ladies and gentlemen, for our 100th episode. There was no other choice.
There could only be one.
Yeah, Savic, Viking Jesus, Tyler Goodjohn. We've got an awful lot to discuss, but before we do that, if everyone could subscribe to our YouTube channel, it would really help Streets and I support this show. I want to get it up to about 4 mil, okay? Ideally by the end of February. So, just subscribe to the channel, follow us on Instagram at Fighting Words, Twitter, but neither one of us understand how to use Twitter, to be honest. And we've got Patreon, patreon.com Fighting Words. Just support us,
And while you're smashing that button, hit up our man Tyler as well.
Obviously.
Check out Unbroken. Fucking, what is it, 1.3 mil now views?
Yes.
It's son.
There was or potentially is another service where you can patronize Tyler's talents out of the ring, but potentially around another ring. Undisputed.
If only you were doing my marketing. I've actually deleted my OnlyFans now. So
have you? What's all that about? Did you decide that? Listen, it's just too much egg.
Do you know what it was? Right, it was. To be honest, the honest truth is that I had a lot of sponsors that wouldn't touch me
because you were being touched.
Because I was being touched. Yeah.
What a bunch of haters.
I mean, yeah, as a fighter, you need them sponsorships and everything else. So
mate,
yeah,
this 2021 shit is very selective. You should be able to just be like, hey, identify as a man that wants to fucking get paid. How I do that is up to me.
Yeah, I mean, it was literally. Like I say, I had quite a few big companies that. We were in real progress with making some sponsorship, big things happen, and then it literally was like it come down to the fact that I'd done that. Do you know what I mean? So it was like,
I find that amazing. Streets and I've spoken about this before. It is, if you're like a big corporation, yeah, I can kind of see it. But then also, like a Microsoft wouldn't be going near any fighter, no matter who it is. Even like Canelo's never having a Windows badge, like whatevs. But for other companies, what the fuck do you care? Like the reason that you would sponsor someone like yourself is to reach to your audience for that small win. What's the egg? I don't get it. But
it's sort of like, to be fair, like I've never tried to betray a clean cut athlete who, do you know what I mean? It's sort of, it's been my personality that's obviously gone with it. From a marketing point of view, I think it's perfect. Look, people don't want to see a clean cut athlete anymore. They don't. No. They want to see someone with character. They want to see someone. They want to follow people's lives. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it is now. So, they're lost. It will happen.
I mean, but like, there's got to be a million supplements, energy drinks, clothing brands, other horticultural objects that potentially could, be on their way in. There's got to be a million. I tell you what,
they're called tobacco ornaments.
Yes, they are. Yeah. When that gets legalized, potentially, like the sponsors will flood in, because that's a matter of time. Oh, Rishi's got to do that. The thing is,
like now with when I was in America, the companies that were willing to help me more than anybody were the CBD, the THC, CBD companies. They're the ones that were chucking money at me to help me fight. So
they're doing the Lord's work. We know that. They're good Christian people.
It wasn't the big companies that were doing the other things that were trying to help me. It was the weed companies that were trying to help me. Do you know what I mean? So as a fighter, I've never tried to hide the fact that I smoke weed, and like I say, the people that I've been around have tried to nothing but trying to help my fight career. So
there you go, Tyler, my brother. Where do we start with what? Because listen, there's been an awful lot gone on. So the last time we spoke to you, you were about to fly out to start camp in Dominican Republic, then to Miami. Now you hooked up with our boy Tristan, who answered the call. Make no doubt about it, mate. I would have definitely boxercise trained you if required, if I was in Miami. Whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? We could have done at least aqua aerobics-ish. You would have been ready. Okay? So Tristan answered the call. Shout out, Tristan. Good lad. Listen, the fight didn't go your way. There's no shame in that. Baboon is an absolute and utter animal.
And what a fucking fight it was.
Exactly. And it was a sensational fight. Like, for me to actually get into a little bit of ag online is rare. But after that fight, like we spoke about this, you and I, like BKFC put a very choice picture up. It was a push, but they kind of made it look like it was a lot more, right? Yeah. I think you had commented on it. I'd commented on it. And whatever jar runs the BKFC account started to be like quite abusive about it. And you're like, oh mate, I'm not sure you should be doing this, you know, like, I don't think this is for you. It's not like, it wasn't constructive. It was immediately insulting to anyone that was, because there was a few people popping up on there, but that didn't happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that to me is like, when I was dealing with that with someone that's quite an important person there, you got to wonder what else is going on or what narrative they're being fed. So personally, I'm not that surprised that it has ended up as it has, but I think it might actually be for the best. Yes, they're the biggest in the show at the minute, but you can't operate a business like that. Mm. You can't delay paying your talent. You can't.
Or I understand. Be petty as well about out of ring shit. Bring that into that's bullshit.
Yeah. Rob, so run us through, mate. What happened?
Honestly, I could tell you things that, I mean, from the word go. So obviously, you know, Palomino put that video up about how no one will fight him. Yeah, and this is no disrespect to Palomino. He wanted an opponent. I accepted. Mm-hmm. As a company, BKFC. I mean, obviously we had the first fallout.
Yep.
For the first fight. So, and I'd, retired. I'd said I wasn't going to fight from again. And then after about 3 or 4 weeks, we started talking. And my thoughts were, look, it's happened once. It can't happen again. Do you know what I mean? They can't. Yeah. It can't. It just can't. Obviously, the Palomino fight come up. Look, Dave Feldman. I got the messages on my phone. Dave Feldman said, I got you the fight, Palomino. And I just went, 100%, right. Mm-hmm. He said, you might not be able to bring your trainers out here, obviously, with the quarantines, COVID, visas, all this kind of nonsense. And to be honest with you, I got straight into training. I was in a little bit of a dark place. Obviously, I'd come back from America. I'd sort of done this massive thing, my dream of going to America. I'd lived in Vegas for 3 months. I'd fought, I'd come back. I'd retired from BKFC because, they just didn't help me. They didn't do the things they said they were going to do. And I come back and for, I was in a bit of a dark place. So I literally got straight back into training. And then, like I say, I got the opportunity. He said, do you want to fight Palomino? And I said, 100%. I said, hell yeah, let's do it. So, I went out to Dominican. Like I say, I was promised a lot of things. I was promised a hotel. I was promised food. I was promised flights. I was promised everything.
Let's start there.
And that's not very Hollywood shit. That's bare basics. Like
Yeah,
so
I mean,
where were you staying in Dominican Republic?
So literally, and I swear to you, so my flight. I mean, I had a bit of a nightmare. My COVID test didn't come back in time, so I missed my first flight to Dominican. I had to stay in a hotel and fly the next morning. So there was that nightmare. So I've gone to Dominican. I've turned up at the airport, and like I say, I was told in the build up that I would have a driver, everything else. So they told me this guy Raphael, his name was going to be my driver. So I've turned up to Dominican, and Raphael's here. He doesn't speak a word of English. Doesn't speak a word of English.
That's helpful. That.
So yeah. really helpful. So I'm literally, I followed him. I put my bag in his car. It's this beat up, like, truck type thing, really beat up. Anyway, his missus is with him. His missus is in the car. So I've obviously been sent this link, been told I'm going to this hotel. I've got, you know, food and everything else. So I've been taken to this place called Boca Chica, and it was like, you know, I don't want to be disrespectful, but it was, you know, it was third world. Do you know what I mean? It was very poor, and we've pulled up, and I'm obviously thinking to myself, what am I doing here? Like, I've been sent this link to where I'm going, and this is a hotel. Do you know what I mean? So he started pulling my bags out, and I'm showing this to him on the phone, and I'm going, no, like, I'm going to this hotel, and like I say, he doesn't speak a word of English. So he started just taking my bags up into what was my room, and I've gone into this room, and it's just a bed. In the shower, that had like a shower which literally just had a hose. It was just like a hose, so it was like to hose myself to wash. Okay. And I obviously I'm trying to explain to this guy, but they've sent me this link to go to a hotel, and look, he doesn't speak a word of English. So I've swallowed it for the first night. The next day, I've got up, I've gone running where I am. I've gone I've trained myself and stuff like that. I found out that there's a 3 p.m. curfew in Dominican Republic. So
3 p.m.
3 p.m. So after 3 p.m. you have to be indoors. So again, I've gone from a run in that, and then I've been told I found out there's a 3 p.m. curfew, so I've had to stay indoors after that.
Is that a COVID thing, or is that a Dominican
thing? It was a COVID
okay.
thing. Yeah, in Dominican. So
COVID has early nights, doesn't it?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Very early.
What point is that?
So I went for a run and stuff like that. Anyway, I got taken to gyms. I mean, I don't know if you see them videos that I put up.
Yeah, man, we saw them.
The water running through the roof.
That one, the one that you sent me the other night, where it's basically something out of it's a dungeon, is what it is. There's got torrential rain hanging out of it, and there's 2 very vintage punch bags, which I mean, I don't know what that was stuffed with, but you know, I wouldn't trust it. That doesn't bode well. And then there was another image that I saw where it was like the Dominican National Facility, which was like a rickety warehouse. I don't think that I think it was missing at least one rope, and there was holes in the ring. It was like this was.
And just for context, people listening, this is for a bare knuckle world championship fight that you're flown across the world to fucking do on your own.
Right. Well, hey, listen to this. Right. So I've turned up to this place. Right. So obviously, at this point, again, he doesn't speak any English, so he can literally tell me we're going training. So I packed my stuff. I put it in the back. He's took me to this place. He's walked me into this room, the video where the water's pissing from the roof. There's 3 bags, and he's just left me. Walked out, right? So at this point, I'm thinking to myself, this fucking guy isn't serious. He's not. This is a joke. Yeah. This is a joke. This is a joke. This is a joke. And I started laughing, you know, when your instant reaction, because it's just like, I don't know, panic. I don't know. But I just started laughing, thinking,
surely not.
What the fuck is this? Do you know what I mean? And I walked around. Anyway, I walked back out, and obviously the ring there, like you say, the whole Dominican National Stadium, it had a hole in it. So he's going to me about sparring. I said, all right, okay, yeah, we spar, but we can't spar in that ring because it's got a hole in it where the water's come through. So we're sparring on the concrete,
standard,
and people are making a ring for us. And like, look, you know, my girlfriend's black. I'm not a racist person, right? But I'm in a completely black area. I've not seen another white person.
No.
Anyway, you know, that's besides the point. But like, you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I mean? It's a hostile thing.
Yeah, you're in at best a second world country. You're completely. You haven't spoken to anyone.
It's pretty clear
really.
the spot that you're not from there.
I'm a white guy covered in tattoos.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's you know, so anyway, I've started sort of warming up and stuff like that, but I don't really know what's going on because obviously no one can speak English. So I've actually sat down and I started smoking a joint, and I'm just sat there like that, and I started watching all these lads come in, and they were professional boxers, like Dominican professional boxers. So I started seeing them warm up, and the guys come over and said again about sparring. So I've put all my gloves on and everything else, and again I'm just waiting on my own. They've made this circle, so we're on the concrete, and they literally just made a circle, and I'm sparring 4 guys.
Sure.
So and
maybe a little bit high as well, because you just said you was having a little smoke.
Yes, but I don't mind that, to be fair. So I've started sparring. Anyway, this guy's come in. I don't know. He must have been a weight or 2 above me. He was a stocky guy. He's coming anyway. As you can imagine, like the circle's made out of, you know, all his mates. So he's coming bombing me.
Oh God!
Bomb, like bombing me, like to try and take me out, prove a point, knock me out in front of his mates.
Onto cement.
Just bombing me, and I just thinking to myself, "There's no way this guy can keep this pace up. He's bombing, he's bombing me out." So boom, tucking up and rolling like that, making him miss. Anyway, we're doing 2 rounds, and I thought he's going to be fucked because he really tried to go for it first round. Second round, he's come out, he's done exactly the same thing, boom, like that. But I can feel like the power's going out of his shots now. Do you know what I mean? It's getting tucking up, rolling like that. All of a sudden, I'm countering. I'm going boom, and I'm rattling him because he's tired. Boom, like that. Anyway, I've got on top of him and I'm punching him in the side of the head, and he's trying to get out of the ring, made out of his mates. And I'm punching him in the side of the head. I followed him. Boom, punching him in the side of the head, and I started beating my chest, going like, "Come on, then, mate!" Punching me out like that. Anyway, and then I ended up sparring.
Is this not a doco?
I ended up sparring three more people after that, and the guy come up to me after me, wanted pictures with me and all that, and I thought, do you know what? You'll learn from that. You mugged yourself. Do you know what I mean? There was a little bit of experience. You tried to go in there, and don't get me wrong, I tried to do it as a kid. You tried to show off in that. But you get your ass smacked, you know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, so training camp went well, no issues. First part of training camp, anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you hook up with there was like what looked like quite a professional MMA space that you was at?
So I had about 9 days where I just trained myself, and then honestly, out of nowhere, I was chatting to a guy. Eventually, I made it to the hotel that I was meant to go to. I had to pay to go there, but I eventually made it. And I'm sat in the lobby again. No one could speak any English. So,
was your driver just chilling in your hotel room or something? The fucker.
So again, I could be sat on here for hours telling you stories. I mean, me and Paul Raphael fell out on a big scale. I'm not going to lie. Because I spent about 4 days not speaking to anyone English. My phone ran out of battery, and I couldn't explain to anyone that I needed an adapter to charge my phone. So I didn't even speak to people from home. So, Raphael was taking the piss out of me, let's say, and he got told.
At any point during this conversation, was you just adding Raphael fucking Charger O adapter brother prick?
Honestly, I can't. I just can't believe like the shit that I went through. I mean, like this Raphael guy, like I say, him and his wife were taking me to markets, and I was following them around markets in Dominican.
Did you feel a little bit like a foreign exchange child? It's an immersive experience.
Right. So you see this bag, I've got like this bag, right? So we've got out the car, and I've got this bag around my neck, and I've got a shirt on, but I've got no t-shirt underneath.
Yeah.
And she's got hold of my bag, stuffed it under my arm, and wrapped my shirt around me, right? And we went to this market where you're shoulder to shoulder with people, right? It was like a poor market, do you know what I mean, right? Anyway, I'm thinking, what the fuck am I doing here?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm like, no one can speak a word of English, right? I'm thinking, what the fuck am I doing here? I'm wandering about for about an hour and a half. Anyway, at this point, I'm still showing him this on my phone, saying like, because I'm trying to talk to BKFC to sort this hotel out. I'm going like here, like that. So he's asked me that he needs diesel money. So I'm fucking like, look, mate, just take me, right? Like this, right?
Yep.
So that's when he then took me to this market with his missus, right? And I went on this wild goose chase of snide fucking bullshit gear, right? And then literally, like, I'm thinking to myself, fucking hell, I'm going to kill this guy. I'm literally going to kill him in front of everyone. So anyway, I've got back into the car after this market, and he's took me to this place, and there's loads of guys stood outside, like probably about, I don't know, 5 or 6 guys stood outside. So anyway, we pulled up, and I was sitting in the back. His missus is here, and he's there, and I was just peed out front. I just went like, where are we now? At this point, he's not told me anything about training. All I've been on about is my hotel to him. He goes, we train like that. And I've just gone,
oh, you can speak some English.
Me to my fucking hotel now. You fucking act like that. And I honestly, I mean, I must have mugged myself. Got out of the car in front of all these guys, a boxing club, and I'm screaming, going, get me my fucking hotel. I'm ringing BKFC up. I'm going, get me to my fucking hotel. I was like, what is wrong with you? I've fucking 4 days. You've just dumped me in the middle of nowhere with no training, no nothing like this. And then I've got guys on the other end.
What was their response?
They were going to me, oh yeah, like it was this guy Nelson. So I've been given a guy who is like translating for me. He's American, but he speaks Spanish, so he's trying to translate. I'm going, like, what is wrong with you? You're fucking telling me I've got a hotel. I've been staying with Raphael and his missus for the last 4 days, going around fucking some snide market.
I want to train you trying to get me to buy fucking curtains. What the
Oh my God. Honestly, honestly, if someone had followed me or I'd cameraed it, it was just unreal, mate. You couldn't make it up.
Now, was he using the diesel money that you was giving him to buy Moody gear?
1,000,000%.
Amazing. What a G.
What he's done is it was beautiful. So he's going, I need diesel money like this. So I'll just give it to him. He's then took me to this market. It took like an hour to get to this market. I followed him around for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. He's then took me back to Boca Chica, but like a mile up the road to the hotel, dropped me off. I was like, ta-da, see you later, smack my ass. No.
Fucking.
I mean, I almost feel like that this geezer needs his own documentary.
Wow. It was just...
Could you imagine if it was like just the agreement he has with BKFC? Anyone coming in from the east is going to have to quarantine here. Raf, this is where you become our regional rep, son. We'll put you on commission. Any cash you can nick out of them, that's yours.
Honestly, I'm fucking... Oh, mate. Like, it was just... Yeah, like I say, you couldn't really make it up, to be fair. I mean, if my life doesn't get made into a film, there is no justice in this world. Do you know what I mean? So
when BKFC get told that someone that's on their biggest show and is in a world title and is a big name, etc., I'm sleeping in a tent, and you said it would be a hotel, and like I wasn't expecting a 5-star suite, but you know, you're talking about a tent, mate, and they're just like, "Oh, we'll sort it." What's your fax number? I'll send you something.
It was just, do you know what? Like, to be honest, I can put up with a lot, and like I would have, even under them conditions, I would have, you know, trained, and I done my best. But like at the end of the day, like no one spoke any English, and when I say they didn't speak any English, none at all. I was trying to get basic things from the shop, and they didn't know what I was on about. I couldn't get money changed. It was just like as if they've put me here. Like I'm snookered. It's just fuck all I can do. Do you know what I mean?
Fuck.
Right. So you hook up with the MMA boys, which seemed a lot better.
Yeah. So this is, like I say, I'm sat in the hotel that I eventually made it to. this guy has turned around to me. It was amazing, really. Like, and it just makes you think there's a God out there. Like, he turned around and I'm sat there, like, buried into my phone, a bit depressed, thinking, what the fuck? And he just turned around to me. Oh, like, he was Dominican, but he spoke American. He spoke English. Do you know what I mean? So he turned around to me, he was chatting to me. He was like, what are you doing here? And I said, like, I'm training for a fight. And he was really into his combat sport. So he had a friend who was in Santo Domingo, which is like in the city, the capital of Dominican, and said it got an MMA gym, trains there and stuff like that. And he said, do you want his Instagram? So I immediately messaged him because I was desperate. And I tell you what, my guardian angel, like Aldo, come pick me up, took me to this MMA gym. Like, I went and stayed at his, like, food. He translated for me to get my COVID tests, everything. Without him, I would have been fucked. And then he flew from Dominican over to Miami to support me with the fight as well. So,
I thought he was in the corner. He was in the corner,
and also,
right?
though, like,
here's Aldo was in the crowd. Aldo's in the crowd. Like, obviously Tristan and Cade were in my corner. But Aldo was, he was there every second of the way. And even after the fight, he stayed for another 2 days with me and make sure I was all right.
Shout out Aldo for doing that. But also, it shouldn't be up to that. That was just by chance. Like, without him, what the fuck?
Honestly, it was like the hardest thing. Even just getting a COVID test and trying to explain to someone that I'm English and I need a COVID test is something as basic as that. Was tough. And like I say, if I didn't have Aldo, I don't even know how I would have even made it to Miami. It was honestly, I had nothing. I had no one.
I mean, like, literally in Dominican Republic, I missed my flight, had to try and get a new flight. That was stressful enough without the language. I don't have a world championship on the line. So anyone who's like, oh yeah, when I backpacked, they didn't speak English. That's not the fucking point. The point is you've got this looming deadline. You've been promised a whole bunch of stuff, and now you're stuck halfway across the world with fuck all of what you need. That's insane.
Yeah, I was just, I was just sold a lot of fucking bollocks. It was just, I was told that, obviously, like I say, my hotels, my flights, my food, everything was going to be sorted, and it wasn't. But I'd got myself to the point where I'm out there, and I mean, look, I'm a fighter. Yeah. All I wanted to do was get in there and fight. Do you know what I mean? Never at one point, even however handicapped I was, I never at one point did I think I was going to lose that fight. Do you know what I mean? That's just what it is. So I just wanted that to go out there. I ended up spending loads of my own money, taking loans out and stuff like that to try and pay for it. But I just wanted to do it. It was my dream. Do you know what I mean? So
when all this is going on by the promoter and the organizer, what are you thinking, like, from your own perspective? Are you thinking that they're trying to sabotage you? Are you thinking that they're literally just don't give a fuck? Yeah. What are you thinking?
I thought they must be trying to sabotage me, because at that point where I'm walking around that market and that, and I haven't got a fucking clue what is going on. I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, in this really busy third world market, I've got a fucking my man bag stuffed under my
you and me
fucking...
twinning?
What's that?
Oh, you and me twinning?
No, I've got a stony top.
Oh, I thought we were twinning. I thought we were so close for a minute then.
Nearly. But now, so I'm walking around. I've got my fucking man bag stuffed under my armpit with my shirt wrapped around around me to stop people seeing my bag. I'm thinking to myself, like, what am I doing here? Like, literally,
almost a little bit more bait though, isn't it? When you're walking around a crowded market, like, I haven't got it.
Well, yeah, it is a little bit. And what made it more bait was the fact that I was the only white person who was there. Do you know what I mean? So it was like, right, I was a bit of a sore fuck.
Spot the tourist.
Yeah. Covered in tattoos. Do you know what I mean? It was So, to be honest, it like even now, it was just, I'm proud of how I dealt with it. Do you know what I mean? Because it was traumatic. Do you know what I mean? Even now, I'm saying to people, I'm like, do you know what? Like, it was like, I had a bad couple of months after I got home. And I was like, do you know what? It was traumatic. But the thing is, when you're fighting, all you're thinking about is fighting, training, eating, sleeping. So that's all that's on your mind. But then afterwards, when I come home, it was like, do you know what? It was traumatic. No one was there to help me. I couldn't speak a word of English to anyone. I was, I was stuck. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, it's been a hard couple of months, but I've turned it round, and it was very much, I give it everything. Like I say, BKFC did not stick to their bargain at all.
All right, so look, you can say and not say whatever you want, right? You know that. So from obviously the relationship between you and them has to be done, right? Because you anything that you do going forward, you're always just going to be like,
well, hopefully there's one more fight, you versus Dave, right?
That might have to be in the triangle, though.
Yeah, I mean, I would love it to be in the triangle. I'd love it to be anywhere, to be fair.
So have you and him actually properly had it out, or is he just not even deal with you himself?
Do you know what? Like,
because he ain't that big,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's just a very arrogant man. Like, I mean, like, maybe this is how I've been brought up or whatever. But if a guy travels the other side of the world on his own to try and make to work for your business that you're going to make money from, you should at least just show a bit of respect to this guy. And this guy spoke to me like 3 times. Both times I've been there, he came up to me. And the first time he came up to me, it's quite funny now, but he was deadly serious when he said it. He come up to me and he was just shaking his head like this, and he goes to me, "You need to stop banging, man." And I was like,
"What?"
Yeah. He goes, "You need to stop all this banging, man." He's like, "When I was the fighter, I didn't used to have sex a month before a fight and all this." And hold on. I was like, you do your thing. I do me, Dave. Do you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like you were a world champion. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the first thing he said to me. And then when I went to Miami, like, he literally just said hello to me. And he goes to me, to be fair, he goes, "Oh, I heard you trained your ass off at Dominican." And that was it. I never spoke to him again. He's just a very arrogant man. Just like I say, he just thinks he can get something for nothing. Sold me the dream. But, it was the dream to me. So I followed through with it,
Yeah.
Stupidly or not stupidly.
Nah, man.
I don't regret a thing. It was great. But, it's cost me a lot out of my own pocket. Do you know what I mean? It's cost me a lot out of my own pocket. It's not like when I say to people about the money I earned out there, it didn't even slightly cover the costs that went with it, But
so in the fight itself, now, I personally that was probably the highest level. It was the highest level, most skilled bare knuckle fight I've ever seen. Right, on both of your sides, there was, I didn't think there was that much in it.
Yeah,
like, I can objectively say that Palomino won, but it wasn't what they wanted it to be. It wasn't like a 5-0 shutout.
No.
And that's in spite of none of the stuff that most of us, like you were just saying, don't know what you're going through to get there. Where Lewis is literally jumping in the car 20 minutes and he's at the stadium, or 20 minutes he's home or at the gym or whatever, it's.
And you could see it, like, recognize real, like the bond you guys have had after that and everything. It's just like up until then, he hits people and they stay down. Like, you look with Jim, like, he got him out of there quick. And both of you, like, took cracks, gave each other cracks. It was such an epic fight, and you can't, like, no one loses in that fight. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, it's one of the same thing with Wilder Fury. It's just like, you don't lose a fight like that, because it's just, that's what it's all about. That's what the sport should be. So thanks for giving us that, man. That was fucking awesome.
Yeah, do you know what? Like, the fight itself, like I say, like, Palomino won the fight. He done the things that I'm obviously weakest at. Like, first round, got me in the clinch. Actually, got me by my man bun, which is pretty humiliating. Got me by my man bun and ripped me with 2 uppercuts, and the blood just kept rushing for like 2 rounds. The blood just kept going in my eyes, and like I say, for 2 rounds, I just couldn't see until I got back to the corner, and obviously the towel rubbed the blood out of my eye. And then I'll be honest with you, his footwork was great. Do you know what I mean? His footwork was phenomenal. I felt like I was coming into it 4th and 5th round. That's why I was begging for it to be a 7-rounder, because, I'm more of a long distance fighter. I think, 5 2-minute rounds, just, you can blag your way for a fight for over 10 minutes. Do you know what I mean? But that extra 2 rounds gets hold of you. You know what I mean? Yep. So, you can sort of see how the fight ends. I was beating my chest like, it can't end, because he just couldn't hurt me anymore. He knew he couldn't hurt me, and that's why he got on his bike, and I'm beating my chest, and the fight sort of ends like we almost look at each other like, is that it? Do you know what I mean? Because it needed another 2 rounds. Yeah. But it wasn't. And like I say, because of that, I lost. I've never said that I didn't lose. Do you know what I mean? So, and like I say, I have to commend Palomino's footwork, his experience. He definitely had a draft on that night. You know what I mean?
Was you more comfortable this time? Because first time you said because it was so massive in the ring. This time, much more comfortable.
I mean, no. Like for a fighter like me, I'm never going to be comfortable in a big circle like that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm better inside. In the BKB ring was pretty small. It was a square. You could cut people off. You could corner. You could get them on the ropes. So to not be able to do that, and that ring, that felony, the first fight, I put him over in the first round, and after that I was just chasing him, and it made for such an ugly fight because I'm chasing the fight. Do you know what I mean? I hate that. Like, and I hate being in a fight. I almost feel like an urge when I'm in there, when there's a little bit of a drop in the pace where I need to up it. I need to be in an entertaining fight. And when I'm fighting someone like Fenley, who just wants to make the last bell, it was difficult to, it's difficult to look good against people like that.
Yeah.
But with Palomino, like I say, he done everything right. You can't, I can't really say anything against him. He got me in the clinch. He ripped my eye. I got a terrible cut in the first round, and that made it difficult. For 2 rounds, I couldn't see out my eye. And then obviously by the 4th and 5th, where I'm starting to come back into it, it's too late by then. So,
yeah.
All right. So then, what has now proceeded between yourself and BKFC as a result of everything, really?
So again, that this time round, so there wasn't a confusion with payment. They paid me in a check because I was immediately going back to England. So I've then took the check back to my bank. They won't cash it. There's a problem. So I've then sent it back to BKFC, and I said, look, you're going to have to wire it to me. The thing, my argument all the time with wiring money is that I've had money wired from America and I've received it in a day. Yeah, do you know what I mean? I have a few times. Whereas BKFC, I'm receiving it in 6-7 weeks time.
That's no place has a clearance like that. That's someone who hasn't paid you.
And that's when I really lost my head. I really lost my head the first time I was in America, because obviously, look, I'm staying in Vegas on my own. I've got no money. I didn't get paid for 5.5 weeks, and they'd lied to me and told me that I was fighting on the 5th of February on the Paige Van Zandt Beltran. Beltran. Well, she is Beltran now, Britain Beltran. So fight. So I was told I was going to be on that show. So I then booked another Airbnb for another month, which cost me another $2,500. Because I thought I was going to be fighting. And then about 3 or 4 days later, they told me that I wasn't on the show. So
Oh, thanks.
So I stayed there for like another month because I paid for the place. And that it was just lie after lie. It was just like, honestly, like I thought BKB, the English promotion, were unprofessional, but BKFC are a different level of unprofessional. And you can speak to Tristan. Tristan's been there, and honestly, like I had to. Tristan, the amount of times Tristan turned around to me and went, this is such an unprofessional promotion. Like, not off the back of me saying anything. He just said it himself. He just went, this is so unprofessional, this place. And I just like, it is. It's a fucking shit show. I mean, don't get me wrong. The production and everything else is spotless. It looks fucking great. And with the right care, I think BKFC can be massive because in America, like I'd walk down the strip in Las Vegas and people wanted photos with me. They knew who I was. They fucking love it over there.
And their app is fucking amazing. Like they've really got,
they love it. It's up there with UFC. Do you know what I mean? But like I say, it's just so unprofessional. If they're going to if they're going to keep fighters. And get to the level where it really should be, they need to sack that fucking idiot Dave Feldman because, like I say, he's an arrogant, greedy man. He's got no time for any of the fighters or nothing. And when you're that unprofessional, it's just not going to get anywhere. Do you know what I mean? It's really not.
Yeah. I mean, look, in the one very brief interaction we had with him, he was all right. He was just he felt a little bit like a sleazy promoter, but then he is. So it was like neither here nor there, right? He was, but the only thing that put my back up a little bit, that he would like do very empty compliments that literally are just like off out of the jar. Like, I've got these all the time and I load these very sit little ones up. And you just can't trust people that are doing that.
Yeah. And what I don't like about him more than anything is the fact that he's a former fighter himself, so he should really know better. Do you know what I mean? And like on the couple of interviews I've done before, I've gone, do you know what? Like, he can say what he wants about me, right? But if any of his children were put in the situation that I was put in Dominican, would he like it? I don't think he would. It's like you dropped me in the middle of fucking nowhere where no one spoke any English for a world title fight and just gone, right, there you go, see how you get on. Do you know what I mean? It's bullshit. Like, people shouldn't be treated like that, and fighters that are earning you money shouldn't be treated like that. You know what I mean? So
for sure,
I had to come out and say something because I know there's loads of fighters like me that are totally agreed with. I've been dealt a shit hand with every promoter I've dealt with because they are just greedy fucking people. Like, they're greedy motherfuckers. And you just got to, like, for me now, I've got to speak out because I've sort of got to the point in my career where I'm like, do you know what? Fighting needs me more than I need fighting now. Do you know what I mean? I'm an entertaining fighter. I go at when Tyler Goodjohn's fighting, you're in for a treat. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just think the way that the sport's gone with the social media, and I'm a last of a dying breed. So fighting needs me more than I need fighting.
Is there any thoughts of Tornado Promotions or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I've given it a brief thought. I mean, it's obviously, like I say, there's still fight left in me, but only if I get respected and get the treatment that I deserve. Do you know what I mean? From any, like, the promotion that I go to next, if I don't for 1 minute think that I'm getting the respect I'm getting, I'll walk away and I'll come back and I'll do my gym and I'll do that, because although I love fighting, it's just not worth the stress. The stress and that we get put under is, and it's not like we're earning stupid money. Do you know what I mean? We're still trying to work jobs beside the fighting. So
I mean, speaking that, but I mean, would you ever consider going back to gloved?
No,
just too dirty.
I'll be honest. I mean, to be honest, I watched the boxing this last weekend, the Dazan, and obviously the and the Wilder fight. And to be honest,
when you watched the Zone, you meant our live stream as we did it from live.
I actually watched it on YouTube the next morning. To be honest,
yeah.
But I watched it, and do you know what? It just brought my love. I put a thing up on my story saying it brought my love back to boxing. Do you know what I mean? Because the Anthony Fowler, Beefy Smith fight. Do you know what I mean? The Cheeseman fight. Do you know what I mean? With
Cheeseman and Williamson. Listen, like, you can't be happier for him.
It brought my love back to boxing. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, and then obviously the Wilder and Fury fight. But yeah, no, I'm a bit lost with the whole glove scene. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't really even tell you who the British champions are and stuff like that. And I remember a time when honestly there wasn't a fight in the world that I didn't know happened. Do you know what I mean? But I just got disillusioned with it. Obviously got banned from the sport, just not really paid much attention to it. And then obviously going into the bare knuckle now. I couldn't go back to wearing gloves now.
Just all. Yeah. All right. So what went on between you and Palomino after? Because he in his after fight was like, you know, I wanted to hurt this man, but I've got nothing but respect. He come out on his own, all of that stuff, and then you was just kind of like, that was like the angriest compliment I've ever heard anyone give. But you know, it was positive, right? And then you know, you were both very respectful afterwards. You know, you selling the fight. Yeah,
so no, obviously, I mean, to be fair, look, you know, I done what I had to do to get the fight to happen. I jumped to the ring when he won the world title, when he knocked Ehlers out. You know, and to be fair, if that had been me, I would have been annoyed. So you know, I don't, but this is what we've got to do to make fights happen. You do what you do. And and like I say, to be honest, like, do you know what, me and Palomino speak a lot now. So in the aftermath of the fight, his management and his sponsors, Florida Yachts International, they contacted me. They're now getting me a visa to go live in Miami, and I'm going to be an ambassador for the yacht company. And I'm going to be fighting alongside it, and I'm going to be training with Luis Palomino at the El Tigre, I think it's called.
That is epic.
Yeah, so I'm going to be out there.
Mate, yachts, it's time to get that OnlyFans back up, boy.
Be popping.
Something will be.
So, and just, do you know what, like, yeah, like I said, I didn't get I didn't get a phone call or anything from BKFC after the fight to even see if I was all right. Do you know what I mean? But one person who was just cool is a guy called Ralph Navarro. So this Florida Yachts International, and he literally he's Palomino's sponsor, and he just contacted me after the fight and was just like, "You're a gladiator, you're a badass, like." And I want to give you an opportunity to come out here, train out here. And like I say, he's got me the visa. Well, we're in the process of getting the visa now. And then I'm going to head out there. Like, I'm going to go out there in December to meet them all and see them all, Palomino and that. And then like February, I'm going to go out there and live out there, train there. And then eventually it's looking like BYB, if we can get the right deal and that together. Go out there and do the BYB stuff out there.
Talk to me about
and who BYB. Knows what else?
Because hey, we'll get into that later. You know, I'm always down for that. But the BYB, right? If you didn't think that like bare knuckle fighting was niche, a circle kind of made sense, right?
Yeah,
kind of made sense. Like even a cage octagon makes sense, and obviously we've got the ring. Fucking triangle.
Yeah, so you go from no corners to nothing but corners now.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I was watching it. I mean, I started watching it when it was in a triangle, but they had it in a cage.
Right.
I don't know if you've seen it that early. So they had a triangle in a cage, and I was like telling my mates, like, "Wow, this is a bit of me."
Yeah.
and then it's obviously gone into the ropes now, but that's even more me because I'm good on my ropes, my back to the ropes, or with your back on the ropes. I'm relaxed and I do my thing. So it's honestly, if you were to invent a ring that is suited to me, I think that would be it.
I'm no geometrist, but it's like a fucking sharp triangle as well, isn't
it? It's not an equilateral.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
So, and it's longer rounds. It's 3-minute rounds as well.
And that's the one that Paulie is commentator on, right?
Yeah. So like, I mean, to be honest, like I've not watched loads of it, but I watched a bit of their stuff the other day. They had Al Bernstein commentating.
Oh shit!
Paulie Malignaggi commentating. I'm thinking, fucking hell, this Al Bernstein's legit, mate. He's on big boxing shows. Do you know what I mean? So they're obviously. I mean, they've only had like 7 or 8 shows, so they're obviously doing things. And the shows are in Miami.
Shout out for leaving Triller.
So it's we'll see what happens with this. I generally think this is my ring. This is my home. But yeah, we'll see.
So what are the what do we call them? Sponsors, managers?
Yeah, managers, sponsors, agents.
So what is their intention? Is it to basically become like the sports agency for bare knuckle and have like BKFC champ and BYB champ and like have it all under one banner, or what's their?
To be fair, I think a lot of it, like I say, I'm speaking to Palomino on a regular. Yeah. Like he's called, like he to be honest, he's been a really I've like openly I suffer from depression. I take medication and stuff like that. And after the fight, I really went into a bit of a dark place. And do you know what? It was just mad. I was laying in bed for like 2 days. I hadn't had a shower or nothing. I was in a dark place. And Palomino run me up out of nowhere and just went, do you know what? We're going to get you out here. We're going to get you right. They paid for me to get my surgery on my shoulder, to get my shoulder right.
Awesome.
And they just went, do you know what? We're going to get you out here. We're going to get you making money, get you healthy, get you back fighting. And I just got out of bed, got in the shower, just fucking... And it got me back with it. Do you know what I mean? And it, like I say, it was just out of the blue. Like Palomino, of all the people to ring me, the guy that I just fought in my last fight rung me and's like, "We're gonna sort you out. We're gonna get you healthy, get your shoulder fixed." Like I was in a bad place because my shoulder, like literally before the fight, before I went out to the Dominican, my shoulder went in CrossFit.
Yep.
And obviously I'm like fucking 3 weeks out from the fight, so I've actually gone and had 2 cortisones put in my shoulder to try and obviously take the pain away. I've gone out to Dominican and I've done my training and stuff like that, got through the fight. And then as the cortisones worn off, I just like now I can't even walk around with a bag of shopping now. So,
what have you done? Torn your labrum or?
It's so basically what it is I've torn my labrum and my AC joint is squeezed all the cartilage out. So it's just bone on bone.
Perfect.
So it just clicks. And like I say, it's just bone on bone. I had a scan and everything else on it. And like I say, I was in a bad place because I couldn't train anymore. My only way of... my only escape was training. Do you know what I mean? So I was like being healthy, looking after myself, training. And I couldn't do that after the fight. I was in so much pain. I haven't I haven't trained for about 2 months. And like, it's only in the last sort of 2 weeks I've managed to pick myself up. Like I say, Palomino ringing me and everything else. And like I say, they've sent me the money and they just went, boom, there you go. Go get your shoulder done, get yourself healthy, get yourself out here and we'll make you a champion, make you money. Do you know what I mean? And
that's the fucking beauty of combat sport. That's the warrior code right there. Not just what happens in. You leave a bit of yourself with each other, and so happy to hear that, man. That's awesome.
It was like I say, of all the people, like I had my girlfriend with me. She was really obviously worried about me. I was in bed. I was just rock bottom. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And of all the people who ring me up is a guy that I fought my last fight, and he was just like, "Look, we're gonna pay for you, get your shoulder done. You know, we're going to get you healthy, get you out here, get you earning money." Do you know what I mean?
But was there any like previous conversation?
There was like, it was, I mean, take it however you will. Like me and Ralph Navarro, so that's Florida Yachts International. We were having a bit of banter, and they were obviously, there was video. They used to go out running with Palomino in the mornings, and that we'd have a bit of banter. But yeah, nothing, nothing to suggest that they were going to do that. And
yeah,
like I say, he just went, do you know what? You're a warrior. You're a badass. Like, to come out here on your own, do all that quarantining, and I'll be lying if I didn't the whole time before the fight. I kept saying to everyone, because everyone thought I was fucking mental doing it, and I just went, something good will come of this. Something good will happen. Like, do you know what I mean? When you put yourself out there and you put your heart on the line like that, something good's got to happen, and it did. So
I think it's pretty important, if you're going to spend a significant amount of time in Miami, that you watch the Jersey Shore season that was based in Miami.
Yeah.
I think it's very important that you really do the research required.
I'm going to have to do that now then.
I think you're going to have to. So Miami Tyler is power. And how are you going to stay a young Christian warrior in Miami?
Do you know what? Like,
that's a problem, isn't it?
You know what? The thing is now, let's turn this down. The thing is, I'm 20 years into fighting now. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's the thing. I'm not. When you say I'm a young, I try to explain this to people. I've been a fighter for 20 years now.
Yeah.
So it's it's not like I've got this. For me, this is I've got another 3, 4, 5 years perhaps at most. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? After that, it's over. So yeah, this is time to knuckle down. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. Like I've said to people, like, as a 10-year-old kid, when I first started boxing, I lost my first 6 fights in a row. If someone said to me, "You're going to move to Miami and fight and live and train out there when you're 30," I would have said, bullshit. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
I mean, to be honest, like, it's sort of come at a time where I've just opened my gym here in my hometown. So it's sort of come at a time where after this Palomino fight, I sort of said to myself, right, that's the end. I've had enough of fighting now. Got to concentrate on bringing money in, through the gym and everything else. And then, like I say, I've been thrown this opportunity.
Got to run with it, man.
The BKFC owe you any cash?
If I what? Sorry.
The BKFC owe you any cash, or you?
Yeah, they still owe me money. Yeah, still owe me money. Yeah.
Mate.
But I just, do you know what? Do you know what? I see, like, UK fighters going over there now from BKB, and do you know what? I don't wish them any bad. Because, like I say, I've in everything I've said about BKFC, they've got the production and everything to be massive. They are, everyone loves it. I mean, when you go to a BKFC show, it's electric. Like, the atmosphere is electric. Like, so it's got the potential to be massive. But I've got fighters from BKFC messaging me in my DMs saying how unhappy they are and how they're thinking about going to BYB. And and the way that it's happening is because I'm speaking out and saying, look, I'm a fighter, treat me with respect. Do you know what I mean? And more people are getting the confidence to now go, do you know what, actually, yeah, we're getting treated with fucking no respect. So yeah, we'll see what happens with BKFC. It's just it's just fucking, it's just annoying. It's just that it has to be like that people have to be greedy. But I mean, I can sit here and talk about the fight game being like that, but any industry is the same. As soon as money gets involved, it fucking gets dirty. And that's what it is, I suppose.
Yeah. So with BYB, are you going to try and, like, lure Paulie out? Because that's got to be just bants, isn't it?
I mean, to be fair, Paulie follows me on Instagram, and that he's like, to be honest, I mean, if he does want it, and obviously we'll have it, but it's a bit of an ugly fight because he's a bit of a jab and run merchant. Do you know what I mean? So, but obviously, yeah, if the fight come around, I wouldn't say no. I'd plow straight into him. I wouldn't give him time to breathe. But yeah, it's not like stylistically from a fight. I want to be fighting people who come and have it with me, really. Paulie Malignaggi, yeah, he'll just try and hug and hold and run and.
BYB looks like that's the one with like the black. It's almost got like a padded wrist thing, right?
Yeah. I think like even like obviously with BKFC, you have to like tape or have a glove to a certain level because of the commission. The commissions have to like make you have to have like almost a glove because a lot of the some of the BKFC fights, some of the commissions and some of the states make you wear a glove as well. But they'll only let you fight if you have like a glove on, but your knuckles are shown. It's weird. Like America's a fucking mad place, isn't it? They're just it's just 50 states doing fucking all different things.
Yeah.
That is nuts.
Wow. Oh shit! Listen, it's amazing to hear that it's kind of all been paid back a little bit for you now. And now, I mean, like I say, with everything I put into it, even if they had paid me all my expenses and that, I mean, I probably still would have paid out more. We're obviously going out, training, the quarantining and all that. But look, that was my dream, going to America and fighting. I mean, I would have done it for free, probably, to be fair. Like, it's just, call me stupid. That's as a kid to fight in America, to fight in Miami. Boom. Wow. So yeah, no regrets, but obviously I'm going to have to build myself up now and get myself back in a position where, I'm earning money again. Then I can go out to America and yeah, just carry on basically. I mean, like I say, I think with BKFC, as much as, Dave Feldman went on there and says how much he doesn't like me and all this kind of bollocks, I think I'm an absolute gem for any promotion because I fight anyone you give me out and I'll talk shit and I'll build the fight up. I literally, when I'll be laid in Vegas, in my bed in Vegas, and I get phone calls from BKFC telling me to slag Paige Van Zandt off, to slag so-and-so off, tell me to do this, because they wanted drama, and I've done it. Do you know what I mean? You tell me to do something, you wanted a character, and I've done it, and you still treat me like an idiot. It was just, they wanted it all for fuck all, and I ain't about that. Now, has there been any response to the offer to fight Dave?
Nah, he's I've even WhatsApped him and put, "Oi prick, answer the call. We got beef now."
Love that.
But he hasn't messaged me back.
Not has he read it?
He's not even read it. But when you go on Dave,
he might have it.
And it goes online at the top. So he's just absolutely swerved the life out of my message.
Now, would you consider going to just have a little visit when you're back in the States? Or
I would look, I put that video up and I said it can be under all your terms and conditions. I mean, look, we live in a time, where fucking YouTubers can call out MMA fighters, and that can be made into a fucking pay-per-view superstar thing, So why can a fighter and their promoter, that we've had a fallout, he's publicly gone online, said he doesn't like me. I fucking hate him. Let's have it out. I've gone online and said you can have it in your silly circle ring. You can have it just over 5 2-minute rounds so you can try and run away. I'm literally and I've also gone on there and said, look, all the money that you make from it, if you beat me, you can have it. I'll do it. Like, you beat me, I'll fight for nothing. Do you know what I mean? He's an ex-professional fighter. This isn't that.
Yeah, I know. He told us.
The ordinary.
Also, you've got 1.3 million views now, mate. I think you call out a YouTuber. It's time for that shit.
Oh, if someone didn't keep hacking my fucking Instagram.
Yeah, right.
And I'm guessing that Instagram are not the most helpful.
Oh my God, no. I think my other Instagram is still going. I think there's some Arab guy trying to. He's got my number, right, and he's trying to message me, trying to get me give him money for my account back, and I'm like, mate, go fuck yourself. He's trying to blag. He wanted money for my account back. I just went, nah, fuck off. I'll just start another one.
Can you imagine how angry that I would be if they did that to the Fighting Words account? Like after like all of these months of finally get it to an okay number and the fucking 6 posts a day and stories. That shit's exhausting. I'd fly over and beat him up. I'd take it. I'd Liam Neeson it.
Yeah, but he's he was it come up that he was from Syria, the guy. So good luck. He's now El Tornado 91.
Congratulations.
All right, let me just tell you one real funny thing actually. So when I was out in Miami, I met a beautiful, beautiful woman, right, called Eloine, right, a Brazilian girl out in Miami, and I've obviously had my account hacked, and she's messaged me, and she's like, "Is this you?" And said like screenshot. This Arab guy is trying to chat her up. I was like, "Yeah, you mug! Oh, he's on my account trying to chat all my birds up, like you mug, mate."
I mean, okay. Look. First of all, let's take a moment and just salute him, because this is just like, it's just the level of catfishing that he's trying to perform. It's just, there is simply no win. There's literally no win, but he's still giving it, and he's still willing to sell you your own account back. But did he say how much?
He wanted. I mean, to be fair, he only wanted $100, but I just out of principle. Out of principle, I ain't fucking giving it to him. Do you know what I mean?
And also, that'll be another scam. He'll have your details then.
Yeah. Fuck that. Yeah, I ain't doing it.
Mate, I think there's some big things coming for you.
Fuck yeah.
You know, honestly, I was saying to my boys today, I was like, do you know what? Like, just even the things, like the people getting in contact with me now because they know I'm coming out to Miami, the sponsors, the people that want to work with me. I mean, the guy, Ralph Navarro, like I say, of Florida Yachts International, his son, Chris, is a LA entertainment agent. So he's going to be my agent. And like I say, it could be, you know, it could lead into stuff like TV and all sorts. So hopefully, like Ian will be padding me one day. Do you know what I mean?
First of all, his name is only Ian in a family. Because for about the past 4 months, he's been known as Hollywood Allen due to a vicious autocorrect. But Hollywood Allen is the perfect nickname. You could have Hollywood Allen and Hollywood Tyler. You could be like the new Ant and Dec.
Mate, we need that Miami road trip, bro. That is going to be some shit.
Oh, yeah, all day long. So, well, look, it's not so much going to be a road trip so much as laying on a yacht.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're down, do you know what I mean? If you're still down for it.
Let's get this shit booked.
Only if we can all agree that Hollywood Allen was an early adopter of cum rocket, and that's what bought this yacht. He bought it with cum. If we can agree on that,
we need to Skype the Arab El Tornado 91 as well.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Get him out. Get your mate there as well.
Dang, chatting up all my birds. How dare you?
I mean, but also respect, because I mean, what's the end? What's the goal?
I mean, to be fair, when he's hacked into my, like, I mean, you realise that he's hacked into like the Bible of women by getting into my DMs. I mean, he'll look in my DMs and just see dick pic after dick pic. But
see, this is what I said to you at Streets. I was like, celebrity isn't what you think it is. We did this a couple of months ago. We was talking about someone's DMs must be just like the darkest place where you think it's just going to be like 12 out of 10 naked bodies. It's just zoomed in men's assholes. Or just like very, very intricate urethra shots that are black and white. Like, no, it's not a good view.
Do you know what? When he took it, I just thought, do you know what? I'm just going to start again. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to wash myself clean of it all and start again.
Yeah, man,
it's all bullshit anyway.
Do you know what? It's just literally when it all happened and I got hacked and I was in that stage where I didn't start another Instagram for like a day and I was like, do you know what? I wish I could just fucking walk away from it all and not have it because you know so much of your day and your worries are about bollocks about nothing. Do you know what I mean? And that is down to social media, like, but how big a tool is it for fighters, for everyone now? Like, I couldn't imagine, you couldn't imagine there not being social media. Do you know what I mean? It's just a tool now, isn't it?
We've been rewatching Seinfeld and it's weird. Like they call the home phone and if they're not there, that's it. Like fucking, you don't contact that person until they fucking come back home or maybe listen to remember those days? Shit.
It's just the maddest thing. Yeah. Like, So, like I say, it was a nice day, like where I didn't even look at my phone. That was the thing. You didn't even look at your phone. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't worrying about it. But then, I was speaking to, like I say, all the people out in America, and they're like, look, Instagram, you're marketable. That's, the fans love you because they love you to see you outside of fighting.
Yeah.
And, I understand that. And like I say, it's a tool. So
this is it. The second it becomes more than a tool, that's a real problem.
Yeah.
What is also very, very funny with social media is our boy Hollywood Allen. He was in a viral clip, right? Doing pads for Aquaman.
Yeah.
Now, some of those comments, did you look through some of the comments on like the main posters, like MMA Junkie or whoever posted it?
No.
They were just so sad. It's just like, basically, essentially, he's shit, as in the puncher. He's shit. Yeah. He's stiff. He wouldn't stand up to a pro. Like, all of these amazing comments, and it's just like, as Aquaman, like that geezer's a 6'5", 120 kilo multi-millionaire.
Yeah.
Do you think he gives a fuck?
Haters want to hate, man. That's what I told you. I can't. That's why shout out Rob for handling out. It's because it was up to me. There would be no comments read, no comments written. Like I like putting the shit up there and then not having to deal with anything after that. You know what I mean? Like people we don't know, I don't want to interact. Like I don't fucking know. I don't care. Whatever. Say your thing. So that's why we'll jump on your. We'll read yours sometimes and fucking everyone's chatting shit. We're like, hey, fuck you. That's about the extent of it.
It's like, I mean, to be fair, like, I've got to a stage now where like a year or so ago, it got to me. Do you know what I mean? But now, a lot of them, I try and have a laugh with them and just sort of nullify it. But like some of them, just like I just don't answer back, and I'm just like, do you know what? It's just like a lot of it is like a scream for attention. A lot of it, do you know what I mean? They just wanna, like my mates would be like, "Whoa, have you seen this?" And I go, "Look, that they want me to answer back to them. That's all they want." So
and that's so sad. They want the ag back.
They're crying. They're
and
crying
also,
out.
too, you think how many people they're probably doing that? Like that's their contribution to life is just to chat shit. Fuck them.
It's just and like at the end of the day, you can't help but just feel sorry for people like that. If that's their thing, shit.
You know what I think you should do when you go out to Miami is start Tyler's podcast.
Yeah.
I think you should do it. I think you should do it. Like you can do it literally with just like your phone, a mic, whatever. If you need a hand with anything, give me a shout. Right?
Do you know what?
I think you should do it.
I wanted to start I didn't really know how to go about it, but I want to start because obviously I've been fighting 20 years. I've met a lot of professional fighters, people who've been fighting as long as me, and we all suffer from mental health things, you know what I mean? And we're all we're in a position where we can all talk to each other and stuff like that, but it's do you know when you sort of like the PFA? Do you know what I mean? The PFA, like if footballers get depression or after they leave football, they're looked after through the PFA. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
But through fighting and combat sport, you've got all these fighters. Look, you know, we're trying to tear lumps out of someone in front of, you know, 5, 10, 15,000 people for, you know, for 20, 25, 30 years. And then all of a sudden we're not doing it anymore. And like I say, you know, I had a lot of my friends would say to me, "You're mad going out of Dominican and fighting Palomino on your own." And it's mad because I knew my immediate reaction, I tell everyone was like, I'm not scared about going out there. I'm scared about coming back home, coming back to reality after. And when I got back home, it just hit me. And I was just, you know, I was on my ass for like 2 months. Do you know what I mean? Like I say, with my injury, I couldn't train. So I couldn't then try and get myself out of it like I would if I had to. Do you know what I mean? So I wanted to start a podcast because, like I say, all the fighters I talk to, we all struggle and we all relate to each other, and we're all like, you know, we're all a bit mental. We've all got mad stories to tell where we're like, you know, it's not like everyone else's life. Do you know what I mean? It's a very different life. Like I say, we're trained to fight for like 20 years, and then when we haven't got that anymore, it's a very, very big hole. It's a very big hole, you know, and I just think there needs to be some sort of help. Do you know what I mean? There needs to be some sort of help for people. You know, like the British Board of Control, they're not doing anything like that. It definitely needs to be some kind of help for fighters when they retire, because they, you know, it's a very regimented lifestyle, but almost like being in the army, you know, for that long, and then all of a sudden, boom, you know. I know for me, I like, you know, it's almost when I get after a fight, if I'm not training, I go down a route of drinking and stuff like that. And it's not me. It's just not me. Do you know what I mean? And the training gets me away from it. I don't drink at all. I don't, and all that when I don't party or anything when I'm training. But when I haven't got that, it's different, and I need, you know, I'm hoping that training other people will help me and stuff like that. So, but you know, like I say, I speak to other professional glove boxers, ex-fighters, and they message me, and they say the same thing. They don't really know what to do with themselves now they've left fighting, and it's definitely something that's just swept under the rug. This is something that is being seen by someone who's banned from boxing. Do you know what I mean? And the British Board of Control should fucking do something about it, because there are fighters that, you know, they quit boxing, retire from boxing, and they don't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah, I honestly, I think you should start this, and I think the first, literally the first few should just literally be you chatting into the mic, like telling some of the stories, and then start getting people on. Like, I reckon you'd fucking crush it.
Just like I say, I've always been that person that if I don't think something's right, I'll speak out about it. Yeah. And you know, I've been banned from boxing. I got banned from BKB, banned from BKFC, all because I wasn't getting treated like a fighter should be treated. And you know, and I'm speaking for all of us when I say it. I don't want to hear any if I hear a story about how someone's treated a fighter, I'll probably end up punching that person. Do you know what I mean? I have a straight up hate for that, because you're taking advantage of a guy who's putting his life at risk. Do you know what I mean? So give that motherfucker respect. And yeah, so and that's what it is, you know. So
that's it, bro. Gotta make it happen, man. Gotta make it happen.
So yeah, when I get out to Miami and that, like, I'm gonna be around all the fighters. I mean, all the BKFC guys. You know, I made some really good friends when I was out there, like Yuli Diaz, all them guys. You know, Palomino. Like I say, we're talking on the regular. So, like Yuli just said, like, I live down the street from Luis Palomino, so like, you know, we can hang out and stuff like that.
It's a fucking mental place, isn't it?
yeah.
Since you just like bare knuckle in MMA
that is
fighters,
a terrifying crew to see coming down the street as well.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's
you could be there. You could be their crazy white boy. You could be the one that interacts with the policia.
Do you know what? It's just going to be nice to be around fighters. Do you know what I mean? Like my absolute brother, like my good friend Mark Godbeer, like we obviously spent that time together in Dubai and in Vegas, and like I say, fighters just get each other. Do you know what I mean? We're just like and now we ring each other most days. We're like brothers. Just, you know, although we don't get to see each other because he lives in Somerset and I live in Cambridge, we ring each other most days, and we're just like brothers now because we both know what we're going through. We both know when we're having bad days, and when we have bad days, we need to talk to someone who knows what we're going through and stuff like that. So, and that's what Palomino done to me. Do you know what I mean? When he run me up, I was talking to him, and he's been there. He'd been there. You know, he said, like, you know, I've been on my ass with nothing, and you know. And you need that. You need them people who have been there in them dark days to get you through it. So
you just got to make sure that when you're where you want to be, that you do the same. And
exactly. Exactly. And I'm already doing it now with people. Like with I've had people come and train with me, and I've guided them onto like amateur clubs and stuff like that. And you know, I'm trying to get them to not do the things that I done like wrong, really, with my pro career and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Because hindsight's a wonderful thing, isn't it? Like, you know, I've made mistakes and stuff like that, but you know, if I had to do it all again with the knowledge that I had, I probably would do it all again exactly the same. So, I think the knowledge of being a fighter, as much as like the technical side, if that makes sense. Like, do you know what I mean? If someone says to me now, like, I'm about to turn professional, or I want to turn professional, I'll go, look, right, okay, you know, here's the factors of turning pro. Whereas when I was a kid, I was like 18, turning professional, I had no one to go, actually, it's a lot harder than you think. Yeah. Like, you've got to sell tickets. It's, you know, it's not the glamorous professional boxing that you think we'll see on the TV.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, like, I'm doing, you know, I'm almost old manning people a little bit, but they'll thank me.
It's experience, man, and it's priceless.
Yeah, they'll thank me one day because they won't have to go through all the shit that I went through. You know what I mean?
Then there's like a couple of domestics. We had Dan Aziz on a little while ago, and he said that before, basically he would go round to all of the chairs in the hall, arena, whatever, and he would put his own flyer and pamphlet on every single chair. So even like, it's just like the first thing that they remember is like Dan Aziz because of that piece of paper that they had, and then they see him on the Dan. Like, and it's like the little things like that I don't know who taught him that, but I know a few pros, none of them have done that as far as I know. It's normally like, I've got a packet of tickets, and you're like, can I have a ringside one? And they're like, yeah, exactly, yeah. So you said 7 of them, You're like, no, 2.
You want 10? Yeah,
exactly. It's like, I'm feeling threatened. I'm feeling very, very threatened, and I don't have the money for 10. But one of them ones.
Yeah. I mean, like, I mean, to be fair, the reason that I've probably dealt with and just gone through all the shit that I've gone through is because I've just been like, it has to get better than this. Yeah, it has to. Like, there has to be something. Do you know what I mean? Better than this. And like, I just kept going and kept going. And the trouble is, like I say, I started boxing as a 10-year-old kid who fell in love with the Rocky films, watching Muhammad Ali. You fell in love with the sport of boxing. You always have this romance with it that I'm gonna, you know, it's gonna get better. You do. I don't like, and you know, I've kept on, and I don't want to say luckily, because it's not lucky, because I put so much work in that I honestly think God has just gifted me this opportunity to now go out to Miami, because I have just dealt with unbelievable amounts of bullshit in my professional career. It's just insane.
The harder you work, the luckier you get, bro. That's proof of it, man. Just keep on grinding, because the reality is a lot of people get lost along the way. from that. They just get crushed down from all the shit. And then you've had exceptional, as a man would say, trays of shit just served to you.
Yeah.
Fucking thriving in it, man. Used it like fertilizer. God.
I just, and I really have. Like, even like people forget, like, like pretty much a year ago, I was like, had my jaw broken. I just signed for BKFC, and a guy who was my best mate. Like, and to this day, I look him in the face and say that he was one of my best mates at that point. He sucker punched me and broke my jaw. I lost 6 teeth. Had to have a big operation with like all plates in the side and screws here, and like I'm thinking my American dream's over. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But literally, I had a week where I just laid and felt sorry for myself, and then a week after that, I got back doing CrossFit, and I just went, do you know what? This guy is not going to stop me from doing this, and I just used it as fire, and I went out there and I done it, and like now I'm not even angry. I don't even feel anger against him. I just feel like, actually, thank you, because it put me into a whole different mindset where, like, I had COVID 2 weeks before my fight, and I was just like, nah, I've come this far. I'm fighting. And, you know, I had COVID. And you look at people now who have had COVID, and even 2 months later, they can't fucking spar 2 rounds. I still went in there and I still won, and people can go, it was messy and it wasn't my best, whatever. I still went there and I still fucking won against a guy who's had like 75 pro MMA fights.
That's it,
Suck
man.
my dick.
Exactly. You know? And that's the same thing with these fuckers online. You did it. That's the difference, you know? It's so easy to be this, going in there with all that. So another world, man.
It is. It's a totally different world. And that's where, like, you know, people troll me like every day, and I'm just like they just don't even know. Do you know what I mean? It's like I can't even get mad at these stupid comments because they just don't know.
How do you feel? Because you're going to Miami, and the most Miami shit out there is slap fighting. Because how warm does it make you feel when you see that flash up on your gram when you got this power lifter dude just crashing that?
Well, is that the biggest thing in Miami? Is it?
I'm pretty sure that's a sincerely
Florida
thing.
If I do it, I'm going to live you guys to it. I'm going to do it live. I'm going all day long. I'm going to go. 100%.
I so badly want to go to one of those. And do you know what? I'm pretty sure that Triller and BYB do slap fights. Just saying. We passionately want to get one of them boys on here because what?
Is there not like weight divisions for that? Right?
It doesn't look like it.
It doesn't seem it's not the most regulated, I don't
unless it's like 50 kilos and under, 50 kilos and over, something like that.
Got bodybuilders against some absolute pencil.
We've seen that. He had like fucking black tattooed eyes, didn't he? And he just got one. It's when it melts the side of their head for a minute, and mate,
Jesus, no, I mean, you know, you can say that boxing is not good for you, bare knuckles not good for you, but I can't imagine that's too good for you either.
No, I would say that's definitively
also, their mates just pop them up to go again.
Yeah, like there must be a lot of whiplash involved in that.
Perforated eardrums, say
streets because they got cotton wool in their ears.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, is that it?
Genius, impenetrable.
They got cotton in their ears and a gum shield in.
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't know that, but I will now do a live.
I'm pretty sure BYB do slap fighting as like additional at their events. I'm almost positive. Yeah, I'm about that. And
well, so am I. You've sold it to me.
Tyler, mate, thank you so much. You absolutely are
fucking
just
legend, bro.
Legend,
thank you, bro.
Right.
It's always a pleasure catching up with you boys, you know. I'm seeing the stuff on Insta and all that. Do you know what I mean?
Ian's
padded everyone. And,
bro, it's got to be the biggest honour to catch up with you sometime and do it, man. Fuck it.
Like, we will come up to the gym.
Yeah, exactly. Come down to the gym and we can do something from here. It'll be cool. Yeah, like even the shop and that. I got my clothes shop and that. Yeah, I'm doing things now. I'm doing things.
Yeah,
besides, I'm an entrepreneur.
You are.
That's it.
You are. You've been on the Gary
Make
V
sure
videos,
you follow
haven't you?
the man. Keep fucking with his accounts. So build those.
Yeah,
numbers.
stop hacking my accounts. I need it. Generally do need it, and I'm not giving you $100.
Brother, we love you. Thank you so much, my man.
$100. Thank you so much, man. Bye, dude.
Thank you very much.